Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Ruach and double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Alright, and peace and blessings to the elect. Okay, this is I'm a one from the Great Millstone campaign Trinidad, and come to do a little lesson. Alright, on the plantation here, but I just step outside to do a little lesson. Basically, alright, everything that you're seeing was predestined, and the so-called white man was predestined to be destroyed, and we in the time of his destruction, and we was predestined to be saved. You see, the holy scriptures, really and truly, when you go into it, is one story all throughout. The bottom line of the story is that good is set, good and evil on the earth, alright, will be battling until the end. And in the end, God go win, God go triumph over evil. It might have different stories like in Kings and this, that, but the main point, the climax of this whole story on the earth is that good will triumph over evil. And it just so happens that good end up being a nation and evil end up being a nation. The good nation is Jacob, the bad evil nation is Esau. So this second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 1, it says, "And he said unto me in the beginning," this is the beginning it's going into, "when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid." All these things going into before, because the way you have to understand is that you see, the physical, the spiritual existed before the physical. So the physical could never be all. So you carnal minded, that's why the most I say a carnal mind is an enemy to it, because it's a cunt. It's obvious when you watch society and when you watch life, the spiritual existed before the physical. Fuck. So this going into when the spirit, when everything was in the spiritual realm, before the foundations of paradise were laid, just before the fair flowers were seen, before ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, before all that, before all the angels and all was gathered, it says, "Or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot." And eerie meaning, the word eerie means before. The present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure, then did I consider these things. Woo! Most I say, hey, this was in my plan from day one. From the start, before anything ever happened, this was in my plan. It says, "Then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other." Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world. When the Most High minded Esau be the end of the world? From day one. Yeah, Esau, your destiny was already determined from day one. You were predestined to this destruction. and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. I read it over. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Jacob, Israel. And when did the Most High ordain Jacob to be the beginning of it that followeth? The beginning of the new world? Before everything was created? That's why Paul come into this. And Romans, the 9th chapter. And I will start from the 9th verse. You know what, matter of fact, let me go from the 3rd verse. It says, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahushua for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory. When was this pertaining to the Israelites? The Most High promised this to the Israelites from day one. This was already in his plan. So nobody could add to it, nobody could take away from it. Yeah? So you so-called white people will most definitely be punished. Because it was already written by the work of the Most High hand. To whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises.